Hey guys, and welcome to this sketch pad tour, not sketchbook tour. This one's a bit different. I got this sketch pad back in 2020 just because there wasn't too many options in the shops. It was maybe after the hardcore lockdown, the supply of goods wasn't good across the world, etc, etc. So I got myself this because I found it in the shop. It wasn't too much of a bad price. And it's the Canson XL Aquarelle watercolor pad. It's A4 and it's 300 GSM, 140 pounds, 30 sheets, and it's got a light cold press texture. It also has sheets that can tear off as well. So this isn't something I'd really take urban sketching just because I feel like it would fall apart maybe too easily and the pages would rub together. I'm just not a fan of wire-bound stuff for urban sketching. But here at home, messing around, it's absolutely perfect. So here is the first sketch or illustration, should I say, that I did in this pad. I was really happy with this. I was really happy with how it came out. This is Blackfriars pub in Blackfriars in London, and it holds some significance to me because I used to work about here in a building here. So I used to walk past it and I'd always admire it. It's a beautiful pub from the outside. It's also beautiful inside as well. Yeah, really happy with that one. I do have this as a print in my Etsy store actually as well. I have a YouTube video on this. I'm just going to zoom into the sketch a little bit so you can see it better. This was a sketch of our living room. Again, at the time, probably in some form of lockdown, one of the higher levels of lockdown. And so I decided to sketch the living room. I do actually have a YouTube video on this, so that'll tell us how old this is. It's one of my earlier ones, and it's just a time lapse of me sketching this, but this was really fun. And actually now we've renovated our house. Obviously everything looks completely different. All of this furniture is gone. So I think it would be really quite a sweet idea to frame this and put it on the wall, you know? So this is like how it used to look and how it looks now. I think that would be really nice. So this painting is a scene in London. I decided I wanted to practice just doing straight up watercolor, like no drawing, no lines, and also do this in monochrome. So I just used indigo for this entire painting. And looking back at it now, I'm just like, I actually did a really good job. I'm really proud of this little painting. It's another one where it reminds me of a separate job. I used to work just around the corner down there, and we used to come and sit and have lunch here sometimes. So it just holds some nice memories, as well as being a beautiful photograph that I copied it from. This was a scene from an abandoned huge house that was being built just outside of San Miguel de Allende in Mexico. And when I was living there, we went out and explored this place. I don't know who it belonged to. I can't quite remember the story, but I feel like it could have been some kind of person at the head of some kind of illegal operation that then got caught by the police and stopped building their crazy mansion. I think that's how the story goes, but I can't quite remember. This is another pub illustration. So this is of the Roebuck in Borough, and this is actually the most popular print that I have sold on Etsy by far. It's just crazy. Like, everyone just seems to love this pub, and even people from all over the world message and like, oh, that used to be my local pub when I lived in London. So yeah, strangely I sketched the right thing and put it on Etsy, and yeah, it's very popular, that one. Here is another pub sketch. I guess you're sensing a theme here. So this is the Express Tavern in Kew. I was actually asked to draw this as a commission, as someone wanted to give it to their partner as a gift. So I guess this pub held some kind of significance for them. This one was a complete experiment where I just went crazy and I was like, I'm just going to sketch Tower Bridge and I'm not going to measure anything or draw anything properly and just really let loose. And I love it. It's really fun. Yeah, it made a complete mess in areas, but this was just really, really fun to do. So anyone who's taken my Sketch Your Adventures course will recognize this sketch. This is from module 1 of the course, and it's a collection of road signs that I photographed whilst I was traveling Route 66 back in 2010. And, you know, the idea is just to explain how you can take boring objects such as road signs and still make a really lovely sketch out of them. This is from module 2 of the same course. This is a doorway in Malta that I sketched when I was visiting there in 2018. Again, with this one, I just wanted to share with everyone things about editing what you see and simplifying things and that kind of stuff. So it was a really nice module. And then this was module 3 of the online course. This was a building I used to walk past every day in San Miguel de Allende, Mexico, when I was at silversmithing training. And I just love the building and all the cables and stuff. So this was a really nice learning exercise in the course as well. This sketch is from one of the practice photo references that's inside the course, and this is a lighthouse in Barrenjoey Head in Sydney. And so yeah, it was a nice to give as a practice exercise in the course. If you want to check out more about the course, by the way, visit sketchyadventures.com. And this one I did as a YouTube video. I was demonstrating Mungyo Watercolors. So this is the free tram, the City Circle tram in Melbourne. This was actually from a Patreon demo where I was talking about not having to draw or paint everything that you see. This was a little experiment. I don't really, or by this point, wasn't drawing birds at all, and I discovered a bird called the lilac-breasted roller, which I saw a lot of when we visited Kruger National Park. So I decided to have a go at trying to draw one from a reference photo, obviously. And yeah, I actually quite like how it came out. It's quite difficult to get the texture on birds, but yeah, I don't think it was a bad go. This one some of you might recognize. I did a YouTube video about how to make a watercolor mixing chart, and I did it just using the Daniel Smith Essentials set, so you can check out that video on the channel. And then right after that video, I released another video about how to take those same colors and how to mix neutrals using all of the different primary colors in different combinations, and then how we could paint something like this, which is pretty muted colors out of such bright primary colors. This one I'm sure some of you will recognize. It is from Ian Fennelly's Urban Sketching for Beginners series, his online course. And this is module 1 of the English Bridge. So I've got a video on this of me attempting to follow his instruction and sketch this. And this one was actually from a live stream that Ian did, a paid live stream. So we sketched this tea rooms along with him. So that was 16th of January, that workshop. That was really fun, actually, sketching along with Ian live and with all of the other people that were participating. I'd never done something like that before. It was really good fun. This one was another Patreon demo. We were talking about putting paint down first and then drawing on top. And this is of a beautiful street in Kinsale in Ireland. This is another one from Mr. Ian Fennelly's course, Urban Sketching for Beginners, the Tanner's Wine Merchant. So this is module 2. And again, I was showing on YouTube how I got on with that, following along with the videos and stuff like that. This one is another demo from Patreon. I've been using this pad a lot because it's a nice big size for filming. And we were talking about white space and negative space, and how to leave things unfinished and that kind of thing. So this is week 1 demo of theme of the month for March, which is white space and negative space. This is week 2 of the same theme. So I was channeling John Harrison's style for this kind of demonstration. And, you know, it's really good fun. A lot of people have a go at these, and, you know, I give you the reference photos I'm working from, and I think we all learn a lot from it, so that's cool. And then this one was from a live stream I did quite recently with my students from Sketchy Adventures. And again, we were talking about not having to draw everything and leaving white space and creating a focus and that kind of thing. Now this one was quite fun. Each week we go and sketch at the local casino because it's got this amazing faux Italian architecture, and it's just something interesting for us to draw. So we're kind of doing that on a weekly basis. And the owner of this burger restaurant saw us sketching one week, and he was enthralled, and he was like, "Please come and sketch my burger restaurant. I'll give you free burgers." So we were like, yeah, all right then. So I've actually got a video of this on Patreon because I did the drawing on site, which took me about 2 hours, and then I had to leave. So I actually painted it afterwards. And so that process video is also available to my Patreon members. And then finally, this was also another Patreon demo. So this is week 3 of the white space / negative space theme of the month. And in this one, I was trying to channel a bit of Neil Whitehead style and explain how that might work as well. So that is my my Sketchpad tour. I hope you have enjoyed checking that out. I do recommend this Sketchpad if you keep your expectations reasonable. It's not going to be great for heavy traditional watercolor painting, but for sort of pen and ink watercolor kind of sketching and illustration, then it's really great. And it is a cold press texture, but the texture, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see it, is like it's really quite minimal. So it's not too hard to draw on. It's actually really nice to draw on. I hope you've enjoyed that Sketchpad tour, guys. Do check out Patreon if you want to come and join us and join in with those weekly demos. And yeah, otherwise I will see you in the next video.